Hello viewers, welcome again to Year 33. My name is Shane and I'm a documentary filmmaker. Year 33 is my 5th documentary film and I am so excited to be presenting to you Chapter 3. We've already gone through Chapter 1, which is winter, Chapter 2, which is spring, and now we're on to Chapter 3. You know, producing a documentary film, you kind of have an idea of what your story's going to be. But as you progress, you find out that the story really starts to tell itself. And in some instances, it tells itself in a completely different way than you would have predicted. I looked at this as being the story where I tell my story of how I grew up in a toxic environment, how I barely graduated high school, and I had no prospects for a future. But I eventually moved into becoming a successful business owner and successful filmmaker. And so I saw this as being such a great story to tell, to inspire people that your past does not define you and you can become something great. But this film also exposed a lot of areas that I was completely lacking in. Chapter 3 also exposes a very real and very difficult situation in mine and my family's life. Something that was completely out of our control. And it was something that brought us to the question, do we continue, or is this it for us? Is this what ends our marriage? And so now I present to you Chapter 3 of Year 33. Enjoy.
Just 19 and miles away, you always had so much to say. Wide awake between your sheets, borders couldn't come between. We'd ride in secret, hope no one knew, but everyone could see us right through to the place we didn't even choose. Our kind of love is true.
The summer, it's typically that time when you're just out enjoying the outdoors. And while I have done that, I've also felt shaken. Remember when I first started this whole journey, I wanted God to show up. And I was really looking for this moment when He would show up and shake me and something drastic would happen. This summer, this was when it happened.
You got eyes on me.
You got eyes on me.
But when I heard you start knock.
My goodness, honey boo boo.
Stop.
What are you showing me?
Watch. Come on. Get. Look this. Okay. Are you on video? 1, 2, 3.
Whoa, you really shot up.
Mommy, I don't want a picture because I want Auntie Ellen to come. Oh, please, I don't know. Guys, Key, Universe, and Play Toys, and I don't care who is stuck with my best friend Emmett because you're stuck. We need a ride, no. Who's? Ha! Ha! Wait.
How many did you get?
I got a lot. Meredith still is working on hers.
All right.
Come on, let's go in the water.
What are you doing, boys?
They're fighting the waves.
I said it.
Say, there's something in the water.
Daddy, goggles.
Come on back.
Come over here, Madeline. We'll take you too.
Look at me.
I'm doing really fun. And Connor's not pushing the button.
Hey, did you have fun?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Thank you.
Shoot some aliens.
Shoot some aliens with bullets?
Take a picture. What'd you just ride, Connor?
Just try moving faster.
Was it a roller coaster?
Yeah.
Was it really awesome?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
What did you like about it?
I'll go moving faster.
But after 10 years of marriage and after 2 kids, I have this business, and this business starts fulfilling my life more than my family's fulfilling it. It was a big burden on my heart. I was really distraught with the fact that I was sucked into this workaholic scenario. I was constantly thinking about work. I was constantly driven to work. I didn't know how to get out of this cycle that I was in. I didn't know how to just be this great dad. Does anybody want to say, I can't wait to grow up and be a mediocre husband and father? Nobody really asks for that. Nobody really strives to be mediocre. And so here I was stuck in mediocrity, and I wanted out. In 2014, Emily and I were celebrating our 10-year wedding anniversary. And so we decided to take a 2-week trip, just the two of us, to Hawaii. We visited Maui, we visited Kauai, and we visited Oahu. And it was just amazing, the things that we saw, from just beautiful waterfalls and caves to bicycling down gigantic hills, climbing mountains, walking on the beaches. Black sand beaches were beautiful. The hills and mountains were amazing. Snorkeling in the water and the wildlife. I mean, we saw sea turtles. It was such an incredible trip. We went out on a boat excursion, and just the shopping, the food. Oh my goodness, the food was incredible. It was just a fantastic trip all around, and we had an amazing time. And we decided after this trip we were going to start family planning, and we were planning on our 3rd child. But a year into that journey takes us into 2015, which is now, and we went through 3 pregnancies and 3 miscarriages. And within that year's time and going through those miscarriages, it brought so much grief into our home and brought so much pain. It did not bring us close. It actually tore us apart. And we were considering separation. And so we come to this summer of 2015 when he shook me to the core and said, "You are going down a path, and it is time to change now." if you do not turn to your family and pursue them with everything that you have, you might as well tell them goodbye. And as soon as that happened, as soon as I felt that way, as soon as I felt like I was about to lose everything, that's when I started fighting. That's when change happened. It was amazing. It was not easy. It absolutely was not easy. But it was amazing. And so all of these books and all of these studies, they're not really just leading me down this path of being a better husband and being a better father. It's being a better me, being a better leader, but also being who I'm called to be. I'm still at the beginning stages of this journey. But I can tell you this, so many things in my life have changed this summer because I'm pursuing change. So the first thing you have to do when you're pursuing change is recognize you want that change. And then the next step is figuring out how to implement that change, how to actually put it in action. One great thing that we did over the summer was my wife and I sat down and said, we were challenged through some counseling that we've been doing. We've been challenged to come up with a team name for our family. And so as we were pondering this, I am literally laying on the kitchen floor, which I have never done in my life. And as I'm staring up at the ceiling, I am full of joy. And Emily's sitting at the breakfast table, and I said, "What about Team Committed?" And she says, "Yeah." We look at each other, and we're reminding ourselves that we're part of Team Committed.
I journeyed with you through the night to travel towards a brand new life. You left your future and your past behind. Yours was more valuable than mine. Let's start again and we'll start it new. This was a promise that I gave to you. Run away to the woods and through. Our kind of love is true. 6 years later, not looking back, when time has gone so fast. Our house is a home that we built alone, assembled on a past that's gone. This day couldn't have even knew years ago when our love was new. Trusted in faith to see us through. Our kind of love is true.